It's interesting to note, isn't it, when you think of our wonderful royal family, they truly have met every famous person, every important dignitary throughout the history, the world, when you think about it. From John F. Kennedy, Winston Churchill, Roosevelt, you name it, they've met them. And more importantly, they've wanted to meet them. I find that fascinating that people still become slightly gaga, if you like, meeting our wonderful monarch. And these are people normally who have met every other single person. That's the magic in the power of the British monarchy. I'm sure it's the same with your monarchy around the world, though. People seemingly still have this sort of refreshing, or shall we say, kind of like fan-like situation when they meet them. And when you look at, say, Her Majesty the Queen, I think she truly understands that. That's what makes her so down to earth and so welcoming. So it's interesting to note, isn't it, that you often wonder, well, who do the royals get starstruck about? And this particular story was highlighted to me by a former worker for the late and wonderful Queen Mother. Now, I don't know about you, but I loved the Queen Mother. I thought she was fabulous, and I'll tell you why. She loved the world of show business. She loved putting on the dress, the tiara, the frock, and going out there to cheer on people. One of the lovely people that I was lucky enough to interview was the brilliant rocker Tommy Steele. And Tommy told me this story, that he was appearing in his very first Royal Variety performance, and up in the royal box was none other than the Queen Mother. And he said it wasn't particularly going well because they weren't a rock and roll audience, as one can imagine. He said, but obviously the Queen Mother picked up on this, leaned out into the box with her beautiful white gloves on and started the clapping, because she knew that if she started it, then everybody else would join in. And he pointed out to me that he truly owed everything to her on that night. He said she was marvellous. And apparently even Tommy's mother was absolutely thrilled with the fact that the Queen Mother had gotten involved. But it's interesting also to note that this particular story, as I say, came from an ex-worker, very loyal to the Queen Mother, but told me this secret. Apparently in the late 1940s, the brilliant movie star Margaret Lockwood, she of the Wicked Lady fame and many other great roles, was invited to Buckingham Palace on the personal invitation of the Queen at that time, the Queen Mother. And she brought along a lot of American servicemen who were still stationed over here, simply because she wanted to show them around Buckingham Palace, and that was fine with our wonderful Queen Mother. But there was another reason why. According to that very good source, the Queen Mother truly admired the beauty, poise and elegance of Britain's #1 movie star, Margaret Lockwood, and wanted to see exactly, well, how did she do it? What did she use? What did she wear? That type of thing. And when you think about it, it's a really good idea, isn't it? Because obviously, and it's hard to imagine this now for people who are a little bit older, but Margaret Lockwood was the biggest star. I mean, she truly was, all thanks to those Gainsborough films filmed down at Lime Grove Studios here in London. But of course the Queen Mother really wanted to know where she got her clothes from, particularly in that rationing period, and more importantly, who designed them for her, who made them, all that sort of stuff. Isn't it nice to know that it doesn't really matter who you are, the biggest person that you are on the planet, even you like to look at people, emulate them, and more importantly, find out exactly how they get their style. And when you look at later pictures of course, the Queen Mother alongside Margaret Lockwood, you can see how certain things have been slightly borrowed. Hairstyles, designs, that sort of thing. Of course, we know the Queen Mother was a big fan of the designer Norman Hartnell, and so was Margaret Lockwood, as she pointed out, when she could afford it. But for the Queen Mother and Margaret Lockwood, they did have a friendship that endured for many years. And as I say, the Queen Mother herself has been a huge supporter of the arts, the showbiz world. She often would pop down to her local theatre, as she called it, the Victoria Palace, just down the road from Buckingham Palace, to see her very favourite comedy stars, the Crazy Gang, without notice, simply just popping in and enjoying their spectacular performances. Apparently, she said, they were just the tonic for anybody who needed to get through the dark times. And seemingly, the beauty, elegance and of course style of the late movie star Margaret Lockwood was another person that the wonderful Queen Mother also looked up to. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.